What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are here for the match preview for the second leg between Borussia Dortmund and Manchester City, and it's going to be a pretty intense game. I was unbelievably surprised with the first game. I'm not going to go through the traditional previews where we do the history, the format. I mean, it doesn't matter. All that matters right now is his final result. And I'm saying that because the Champions League is wild, man. It absolutely is. I was going into that last game and people were saying, like, Josh, what's your predictions? Like, I think we're gonna get mucked, and they were wrong. They were, because this competition is wild. City didn't play up to the way that they were supposed to. Dortmund, I think, played very well, steadied the ship, got a little bit unlucky from time to time. So I'm looking at the ref. And then we're able to do the most important thing, which was the nick and away goal going into this leg. And a 2-1 scoreline, just like a 3-2 or a 4-3 scoreline, like a lot of people know, is a wild scoreline. Because even though you're technically losing going into this game, you know that one goal can change absolutely everything. And if Dortmund can come on the front foot quickly, they can get that goal. They're going through on away goals, and then the pressure shifts to City. So it's going to be interesting to see that the way that they've built up. And I've done a couple conversations now with a few Manchester City fans, and it's going to be very curious. I think it's when I use this statement, it's going to be a chess game, because it is. It absolutely is, because you know a club like Manchester City love having the ball. And the last time out, they had over 60% of the ball, and they are used to that type of possession. So they're going to go into this game knowing that there's a psychological thing about being in the quarterfinals and what that means to Manchester City. But they're also going to try to play their game, and that is having a lot of the ball. That is being a very free-flowing, attacking football type of team. And then you have Dortmund, who know that they need a goal, and they need one. They need one single goal. So do you go after it early, and then do you have to sit back for the majority of the game? Do you kind of balance the play out? Do you let City attack? Do you not? And I don't know. I don't know what the right play is to be. I can give you my prediction, and my prediction is just that hopefully they do exactly what they did in the first leg, and that is go in there with nothing to lose. Because this club, like I said, they weren't the ones who were expected to take on City and win, but they've showed at the first leg that anything is possible, and they can go in here and they're at home, and they just need to win. They need to really win by one, and hopefully, I mean, you know, as you guys probably know, any scoreline above that, there's the away goals and whatnot, but they need to win by one single goal. Even if it's the 1-0 scoreline, we go through. If we win by 2, then we go through. But if not, there could be overtime and all that fun jazz, but it's going to be a wild game, and I hope that they can go out there with the mindset that they can take it on. So let's take a look at the starting 11, because that's what we all care about. And the starting 11 I'm going to do is, I'm pretty confident in it. There's a couple different positions, and I went through it before, but I'm going to predict it in the 4-3-2-1. There's no explanation in formation. The 4-2-3-1 is meant for games where we're going to have a lot of possession. We're probably not going to have the majority of the possession in this match. We need that 3-man midfield. That's exactly what we should do. In net is Hits, and I've heard people saying, like, when's the time to bring Berkey back in? And the answer is never. They made the decision, and you can't flip-flop back and forth for your keeper. You can't, okay? It's just the way it is. Berkey did not have the best season. He got dropped. Hits is your man. That is it. I like that Terzic has stuck with him, and he's going to probably continue to stick out with him for the rest of the season. Hits is between the sticks. Right back is a debate. You could potentially throw Chan there, but I think he's going to stick with Matthew Marai because, I think that he's the guy. I think the chance that Chan could be put in there is because that he wants to figure out a way to get him on the pitch, and I think that the most realistic option right now to get Chan on the pitch is playing him in that right back spot, because he can do it okay. But for me, Marai should be the one to go with. He's the more natural right back. He's played the game well. He did well in my opinion in the City game. He did really well at the weekend. He did have a mistake which was poor, but I thought he had a great game nonetheless. Moving in center backs, again, no surprise. It'll be a Kanji Hummels with Guerrero at our left back. 3-man midfield, in my opinion, has to be like this. It has to be Delaney as our number 6 with Dahoud and Jude above him. That, for me, means that there's no Emre Can in this starting 11. I don't think he's had the best couple of matches. He's not, in my opinion, someone who should be he's in top form. He's just not. So I think this is a game you got to leave him out. And if you play him, you should put him in the right back position, because he hasn't been doing it in that CDM kind of role. If you were to move in, I'd want him up in the midfield. I don't want to see Jude or Dahoud be taken out of this starting 11. I think Delaney should be playing instead of Chan in that natural number 6, which then leaves Chan playing as a right back, which I'd prefer Marai. So that's why a big decision for me would be to leave Emre Can out. But if you start that right back, I won't be that upset about it. But it needs to be those 3-man in the midfield for me, in my opinion. And then the front 3, again, there's one potential option, but it's going to be Marco Reus. And then you have your debate of, Gio had a good performance. You know Hazard's got the experience. But I think it's going to be Ansgar Knauf. I do. Knauf has had a fantastic approachment to this opportunity that he's being presented. He had a good run in for City. I wasn't like overly impressed with his City game in the fact that, I mean, he looked decent. Like, he looked like he had a lot of energy and can hit on the counter, and that's where he's going to be important. That's why he's going to be in. But then he came in and made a fantastic appearance for the Stuttgart game. And again, it gives me reminiscence of the Cologne game. So you can make the argument maybe he should be used as a super sub. But I think Terzic, knowing the way he plays, is going to be thinking towards starting Knauf in this game. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do, playing alongside Royce, which leaves up front Erling Haaland. So that is what I am predicting. I think City will play in their 4-3-3, and then, I don't know, there's so many options there. Take your pick of who's going to start, but the most important thing is the way that we approach this game, and I think that City is someone who's going to be a little bit nervy in this game. There's a lot of uncomfortable City fans. There's still a lot of uncomfortable City fans, and like I said, I went in the last leg with nothing to lose. I didn't go in there thinking that this is a game that we absolutely are going to win, and I'm going to be gutted if we don't. I was surprised and happy by the result, and we arguably got robbed a little bit in that game, and I think that's going to give the boys confidence. The big weekend win gives us confidence. But there is a couple of key factors, and we're going to get into that instead of watching some of the key players. But the key factors for me, taking a look at this, I know we're doing this preview different, but this is a special preview. It's a knockout stage. It could be your last match, or it could be the match we play right before we get in the semifinals. And something we got to take a look at for that Manchester City squad is the fact that they have a lot of rested players. I was told that they rested up to 7 of their starters for the Leeds game. They did well enough in the season this year that they put themselves in a position where they can do that. They lost the game, didn't work for them. They lost 2-1 to Leeds, and they had, I mean, it's a bitter performance for them. They got the Leeds player got sent off in around the 43rd minute, and they got to play most of the game with 10 men. And City still found a way to lose that one. So that could rub them a little bit the wrong way, but they have a very, very rested squad. We don't have that luxury. We are fighting tooth and nail to get in the top 4, either via Champions League or just the league. So we got to play our best starting 11 each and every game, and that's what we saw at the weekend. It was a tough game. We won 3-2. It was a huge effort from the boys. He was able to sneak off some of his players here and there, and we got the result, but the legs will definitely be a little lighter on the City side. So that's a big key factor for me, and then it's just how each team approaches it. If I think the team that goes at it a little bit more aggressively is going to be the one who's going to be benefited, because I think that if Dortmund come out hot and they scare City a little bit, those nerves could settle in and cannot go their way, or vice versa. And if City can just play their game naturally, it's going to be a little struggle for Dortmund to come in there. But you guys always ask me a prediction, and I gave a prediction already, so I might as well do it again. I'm going to be with Dortmund all the way, man. I think this is going to be a wild game, and there's no way at all it's going to end 1-0. As beautiful that would be, that one away goal. It's not. These two teams love to score, so I'm going to say 4-2 Dortmund. Why not? Go all in for the boys, see what can happen, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. Hopefully you guys will join us for our match watch along on Wednesday. We'll be over live on Borussia Dortmund's Twitch. That'll be fun. There'll be a live discussion for the preview, followed by the watch along on our YouTube channel and our 5 takeaways after. So hopefully we'll see you guys there, and if you're new around here, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.